Welcome to the video on using Market Samurai as a method to assess your competition in Google. Obviously, Market Samurai is not the only competition assessment tool on the market. There's also a number of other ones, other good tools, including Spencer Hawes's Longtail Pro, which I shall endeavor to do another video on actually how to use that particular tool. But for now, let me focus on the Market Samurai tool, which I'm fairly used to using. Actually, I've been using it now for a few months, and previous to actually using the Market Samurai tool, I used the Google AdWords keyword tool and then assessed the top 10 rankings as they stood in Google, actually, because at that time the Yahoo search engine was providing semi-reasonable and reliable results, but that's since become defunct, so it's wise to now use a tool. As far as Market Samurai is concerned, the current price for that is $99, and that's a one-off payment, so it is a bargain price. You know, it's a very good tool, and if you're doing any level of keyword research, you know, it's a very good investment, no doubt about it, because it can really change everything for you. Okay, let's get into the actual use of the tool. This is when you first crank open the Market Samurai web research tool, shall we call it that? This is the beta version, as you can see. This is the first page. Now, what we want to do here is make sure that we've got the project settings on the right country. As you can see, it's set on the US here. If it's not on the country that you want, then this is the page where you can actually change that. If you click on that, you get this page here, and you just go there and you can choose pretty much any country there. You know, there's a whole list of countries, but in this case, I'll keep it on the US. And then just click the update button. Now that's fine, and then we want to enter a new keyword. Let's say it's now I've forgotten my keyword. I don't know, let's say African grey parrot. Click the update button, and as you can see, I've actually done this already. But normally, if it's a new keyword, you click on the generate results and it will take you right through. It normally just takes a few seconds to fill out these various columns. On occasion it might take a bit longer than that, but I tend to find it's speedy. It's very quick. And there we go, 98%, that's fine, 98% complete. There we go, totally complete. Right, I'll try and make this fairly quick without skipping through too much though, because if you're new to SEO, then this will look very confusing to you. There's no doubt about it, I understand that. There's an awful lot, there's quite a lot more that you can actually learn than what I'm going to tell you here. I mean, really I'm trying to just focus on how to use Market Samurai. But even if I told you everything that I know, well, we're talking like it would take hours and hours and hours to get a grasp of what I'm trying to put forward. Anyway, these columns here, they're all labelled with various letters, and the meanings of the letters are up here. A lot of them will not probably make a lot of sense to you, particularly if you're new, but I'll show you the main ones, anyway, the ones I tend to focus on the most. Obviously the URL is important. You know, we want to assess what sort of URLs are in the top 10. In this case it's the top 9 it's showing us the results for, and that's fine. Wikipedia often is in top spot, and often there's no chance that you can get past that. Don't let that necessarily put you off, because depending on the type of search, a lot of people might just bypass Wikipedia because people know that it's purely about information, it's not selling any products or what have you. So if it's like a product that people are looking to buy, then unless they're looking for information on that product, they'll bypass Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is not going to sell them anything. So even if we're ranking a bit further down, we still have a very good chance of gaining some traction as far as search traffic's concerned. So don't worry about that overly. Here we have a keyword rich domain name. The keyword we're looking at is African grey parrot. Here they've got the African grey parrot, so Google might confer some bonus points, if you like, on this particular domain. Keyword rich domains quite often can do fairly well in search, as you may have heard. In fact, an exact match domain name, let's say it's the domain name was africangreyparrot.com. Google do tend to give value to the fact that it is an exact match domain, but there's not that many left nowadays that have high search volume. So if you're going to look for exact match domain names with high search volumes every month in Google, then you could be looking for weeks to find anything that's really valuable, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. For low search terms, then fine, by all means have a look to see if there's some exact match domain names. It just depends really on how you want to play the ranking game, really. It depends on the method you want to use. But let's continue here, and otherwise I could go on at some length about exact match domains and various things like that. Alright, just looking down here quickly, I can see a YouTube. Google owns YouTube nowadays, so it's not too difficult to rank YouTube videos, but I'm not going to let that worry me too much at the moment. And there's an Amazon there, which again I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's have a quick look at domain age here. A number of people will tell you to get concerned about domain age. Don't really worry about that. There's a number of times when I've ranked top 10 with a domain which is aged less than a year old, and all the surrounding domains are 8, 9, 10, 12 years old. It's not really that important, to be honest, even though Google do confer certain ranking rights, if you like, on mature domains. But we're talking about specific web pages here that are ranking for this particular keyword, and the web pages may be very young, so there's all sorts of factors come into play here. So don't worry overly about that. And again, it's the same with PageRank. The top one's a PageRank 5, next one's a PageRank 3. It varies so much here. Don't worry about the PageRank either. It's not overly important. I mean, the fact is, if you find that all the top 10 that you're going to be up against with your particular keyword phrase, if they're all, say, PageRank 4, 5, 6 and 7, don't let that put you off. There's other factors that are more important than the PageRank. So let's skip onwards. ICA, don't worry about that. RDD, don't worry about that. Don't worry about this one either. This one is of concern, and that one is of concern. But let's quickly go through the other ones. Don't worry about the BLEG. That's the DMOZ. As you can see, it tells you whether the particular site that's ranking in top 10 has got a DMOZ directory listing. And the same with this one, that's Yahoo directory listing. In Wikipedia's case, of course, they have listings there. But again, I wouldn't worry about that too much. That one's got listings as well, interestingly. Don't worry about that too much. It costs a fair amount of money, I believe, to get listed in DMOZ and Yahoo nowadays. Correct me if I'm wrong there. The fact is, I've never bothered doing it, so don't let that worry you. Alright, these are the on-page factors here, these 4 columns: the title, the URL, description and head. To get what they mean, yeah, just put your cursor over these and it shows up above them, and that'll give you an idea as to what they actually mean. But if you're looking to rank in for low-end keywords, which a sensible way to progress actually. Then on-page SEO is obviously incredibly important, you know, because that could be the deciding factor as to whether you rank top 10 or not in top 10, or it could be the deciding factor whether you rank in top spot or not in top spot. So on-page is very, very important. There are a number of WordPress, if you use WordPress to build your sites, WordPress plugins available now that are very good, and they will help you to work out good on-page SEO techniques. So I'm not going to cover that just now. But anyway, as you can see, the top ranking one has a yes, a no, and a yes. I'll just leave it at that. You know, this one here has 4 yeses, so that's quite strong. But anyway, let's focus our time a little bit. What time I have left on these two here. These are the backlinks. Backlinks to domain. As you can see, the Wikipedia is millions and millions of backlinks to their main domain, as we all probably know. And to this particular page, as you can see, backlinks to page, they have almost 10,000 backlinks, which makes you think it could be very strong, and it will be difficult to get past, which it most probably will be. Let's face the facts. But let's scroll down a little bit here. In third position, you can see that this particular domain has a whole ton of backlinks to the main domain, but they're pretty weak on this particular page. Now, don't take these figures at face value. They are probably not 100% accurate, but they're accurate enough to give us a good idea, and that's all we really need. So I can sense a little bit of weakness here, perhaps, very possibly, but this domain here is the one that I'm more interested in. It's keyword rich, yes, and they have got hyphens in between, which is fine. But if we focus on the backlinks to page and backlinks to domain, as you can see, very, very low indeed. So that to me tells me that this top 10 is weak, and I'll be able to rank in the top 10. No problem at all, providing that Google graces me with without knocking me, boosting me out of the rankings, of course, you know. But there's ways and means of trying to assure yourself that you do actually gain top 10 rankings. So yeah, when I'm looking at this, I can see that this is quite open to me to get a nice top 10 ranking here. Then I go down for these two. They look pretty strong, but they can't be overly strong. And then there's a bit of weakness down here as well. So that's good. That's exactly what we're looking for. So that's a roundup of how to use the Market Samurai keyword assessment tool. I hope that makes sense to you. It's not overly complicated once you get used to it. I mean, the actual use of it itself is very easy. This is the main way to use it. There's other things you can get out of it, as you can see down at the side here, but this is pretty much the only way that I tend to use it. It doesn't eat up too much of my time. In fact, I can look at this page and within seconds I can pretty much assess what's what and see if I've got a good chance to rank here without spending an absolute fortune on various tools and time as well. So hopefully that gives you a good insight as to how to use the tool for assessing your competition. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you.